love their Uranus.
Looks like Kaja going to be banned out for the side of GEEK Fam Indonesia. Siren Clan looking to respond. Bans out the Ling. Looks like it's going to be around the same kind of draft for both of these sides. The question is whether Siren Clan want to stick to their guns and go for a composition that they're comfortable with or go for something more aggressive. And GEEK Fam Indonesia, they're banning out Selena this time just to say, hey, even if you come out with an very aggressive early game, we're not going to let that happen.
It's kind of the same bands also.
Yeah. Oh,
you know what?
Your team is picking.
You know what? Never mind already.
Esmeralda, Atlas. Is this looking like the same? Yes, it is.
Hello. Wow, Atlas. And also Esmeralda. I'm excited to see this game.
Supplies.
Wow.
Oh, what's going to be the next pick coming in from Siren Clan? Who can guess?
I don't know. It's so hard to tell.
Oh, no. Loi?
Oh, no.
Is it going to be a Loi this time?
No, it's not going to be Loi. Come on. They're going to pull something else. Probably a Farsa. Farsa is actually not a bad pick.
I wouldn't say it's a bad pick, but I just think Loi is just better.
Come on, guys.
I mean, their draft wasn't bad last time, and yeah, they're going to ban out the Lancelot here. It's the exact same picks
and then they're going to ban a carry, probably?
Most likely. Yeah, they have to.
Oh, no, they banned carry.
Yeah, they absolutely have to.
This is the first game of the second series here. Wow.
Personally, I think Siren Clan, if they wanted to change it up, they pick the carry here instead of the Loi, and then after that, ban out the Lancelot. If they decide to take Loi, you just take
okay, something is different.
Oh, boo.
Something is different.
Boo.
Oh, no. Hey, Volley's still open again.
Oh, surprise. Ooh, Gushin this time.
Okay, interesting.
Please lock the Gushin. Give us some flavor. Give us some flavor, GEEK Fam. Come on, give us some spice. We know we got 16 seconds, so I can keep going with this.
Oh, no.
What? Wow. Wow.
Let's see where it is going.
Wow, these guys have the biggest personalities coming in from GEEK Fam Indonesia.
Azura, what are you gonna pick? Surprise us. Come on. Something different.
Something different. Moscow!
Yeah, I love it. I'm loving this. At least half of the draft is not the same.
Well, I suppose. I mean, these are just interchangeable parts, which I think are a little unoptimal. I think what Siren Clan could have done a little bit better is instead of the Loi, either prioritize getting the Valir or the Loi. And
I
then
do
get
prefer
the
if they prioritize over carry.
Yeah, because they really need the carry, especially when you're up against a Kufra as well as a Uranus. Carry is like one of the few exceptions that can blow through Uranus like it's nothing.
They might just prove us wrong because they have Moskov this time, so maybe Moskov, you know, the thing I love about Moskov, easily just dash out of a war, and also you can just help in terms of CC as well.
I think, you know, the highest mechanic possible that Siren Clan could pull off here is whether Moskov can actually get the knockback onto Kufra mid-flight, and I think that's the most important thing here.
That would be perfect. Like, that will be the game-changer play there. But question is, can they do it? Because we do see Siren Clan sometimes easily get picked off and questionable decision-making sometimes. So if only they can be a bit more consistent when it comes to keeping up the momentum, maybe things will change here and there.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see here who's going into what lane. It looks like it's going to be a 1-3-1 coming in from both sides here. But game pause coming in just before the game starts. Thank God.
I don't want to be part of it.
Yeah, and if you're wondering which is the better fire, Cho or Zilong, guess what? You haven't checked out Uranus yet. But let's go straight into this game.
But yeah, straight into the game we go. Still a bit of 1-3-1, but we do see 2-2-1 on the side of Siren Clan.
She pushes the lane so slow. It's so painful just to see her auto attack so many times and not really get anything off the minions.
Hey, she's trying, okay? That's lovely for you.
Yeah, she is level 1 to be fair, but also this is just like so painful. But she is going and doing her harassing very, very well. She needs to keep up the harass here. Ace jumping onto Wang Koko so fast. However, Valir is there. He hits level 2. That Searing Torrent is online. Oh my goodness, Wang Koko. How did he survive with 1 HP? That Lethal Wanderer literally saved his life.
That's why it's so important to have the first Lethal Wanderer in the first few seconds of the game. And by the way, they already got themselves their first blood. Even though Uranus being counterpicked by Azura, but that's gonna be like until Azura got himself a couple of levels then.
Yeah. I have to kind of give it to Fenrir. His early game isn't too bad. Like when he is playing well in the early game, it's very hard not to take his damage. Wow, okay, Thomas and Beef just ended up dying to Popo and Kupal there. Probably shouldn't have happened, but let's ignore that for half a second here as Ramzu slowly rotates across the map.
Again, too much attracting attention here on the side of Ramzu. Hopefully they don't make the same mistake twice in a row. But speaking of Fenrir with Boyi, we did kind of discuss and having a bit of a debate back then where as long as Fenrir didn't die in the early phase of the game too much or misposition himself, they're going to be A-okay for Siren Clan.
Thomas and B back into the lane. This time he's going to go in a more support role, allowing Azura to go into the side lane to deal with this Uranus here. Joker gets a catch onto Fenrir. Is he going to die? Yes, he does. The Wonkoko's damage a little too much to handle. And there's really nothing Ace can do to protect him. He doesn't have a lot of disengage mechanics. He's got one stun, but it's something that is very minuscule and something that you don't really consider to be a threat until level 4.
But when it comes to level 4 and also mid-game, who do you think will have the better lineup or composition here?
I would still say... Well, I mean, technically, Siren Clan has a better mid-game composition. Their level 4s are much stronger. However, GEEK FAM Indonesia are playing a more map-oriented game, and Ramzu is having a lot of free time. Can he finally go down? Thank God! Siren Clan were able to collapse on him using quite a number of ultimates, actually. They use Azura's ultimate. Oh, wait, no. Just Azura's ultimate. Huh, I thought there was another ultimate there. I guess I saw that wrongly.
But the thing is, the moment they focus too much, again, they're leaving alone that Lalzi to farm, and there goes the Riot Tyrant's Rage on Joker, and they are just diving underneath that turret. And Bambi cannot do anything about it. He doesn't have any items yet. Moskov really need to scale up to the games later on, but can he make as fast as Leslie? We do have Valir on this side. We do know Valir is one of the best early game phase hero. They are balancing it out for late and early phase of heroes here for GEEK FAM Indonesia based on their draft. But Azura here probably going to struggle a bit more, and Ace will force to actually help his friend out there. And Moskov this time he will have a bit more space for Bambi to farm up.
Yeah, they really need to push this bot lane as soon as possible. Maybe take a jungle camp as well. If they get a little, too ahead of themselves, as you can see that GEEK FAM Indonesia are prioritizing that turtle. So this is going to buy time for Siren Clan to protect their own objectives. But Ace already under fire here as Azura jumps into a fight that he cannot win. But there isn't enough damage from GEEK FAM Indonesia to really punish him as well.
Oh, they tried to just split push here. Looking at the current state of being, GEEK FAM Indonesia is taking too much as a 5. They're taking the advantage for now, but Fenrir being poked quite hard with that. Oh, that wolf is just too much. Nice call there by Fenrir. At the same time, that was close. Just in the nick of time, while Thomas and Beef struggling to stay alive. Bambi, can he help his friend? Just knock Ramzu back, but there's too much people here. Ace just arrived, but he just gonna back up. You know what?
Oh, he got another one! He traded 2 for 2 there somehow. What?
Ace didn't help him. Ace is just, I gave up on my Moskov.
I mean, Ace did use his ultimate, but there's again, that's why Atlas is a very engaged, focused hero. He's not there for disengage. He is there to change the course of the fight. And if the fight is over, there's nothing much he can do. But oh dear, Bambi was able to kind of clutch it out there to get 2 for 2, despite the odds being stacked against him.
That was, he's like, I break it or make it. It's like, I have nothing else to do now. I am going to die either way. I'm just going to bring you down alongside with me. But Doyok, on the other hand, still farming as a Leslie, like we said before.
I mean, he's going to take some time, so don't worry. He'll get there. And when he gets there, that's when you're going to be real scared of him. Real scared.
Yeah, but he's never going to show his face in the lane so far, or in any other lanes, in fact. But Azura, on the other hand, tries to shut down Ramzu, which gonna be helped by Wonko jumping back in, but Azura will force to a retreat. Wonko doesn't want to chase this one out. They have Popo and Koopa making sure to drop all this frosty ice trap all over the place, making sure they got all the maps covered with that trap, giving an extra vision. But Mint, on the other hand, they try to focus on next fight here.
Siren Clan is doing a really, really good job because they identified the fact that GEEK FAM Indonesia are really just playing around Doyok here. They are making sure that their members are relatively near him or can be rotated towards him at every stage of the game. So they are losing a lot of map pressure, and Siren Clan are taking full advantage of that.
Yeah, well, Rams is just doing his thing. Uranus stuff, you know.
Yeah, but this just means that Azura, he's going to get a free push on top side until they stop him. And when they do, he's just going to lane swap.
But at the same time, it's like nobody's trying to pressure on the side of Doryok. And he's like easily farming no matter what. Like you said before, nobody gonna neglect this Leslie because always there will be somebody to just guard him, making sure he won't be ganked. But at the same time, in the mid lane, Epin is pretty low. They try to go in. Nice setting up by Joker, but a bit late when it comes to following that up. Ace tried to just put that featherling on work, but it's not gonna happen because the rest of the team scattering around the map. Nobody will follow up to that. Well, Mask of Bambi will forcing himself to push as fast as possible. And this is where Leslie has to do something about it.
Yeah, and honestly, I will not believe how many people in chat right now probably is thinking, oh yeah, Ace like hard into there. No, he was buying as much time as possible and they netted themselves 2 turrets and an inhibitor as well. So think about that when you think about Ace buying time. And I think it's well communicated from Siren Clan that they had map pressure and they were utilizing it very, very well. Look at the goal lead now coming in from Siren Clan just because they have more objectives.
Siren Clan played divide and conquer and just stall whatever they need to stall while Ramsey is trying to do the same for GEEK FAM Indonesia. They kind of notice now Leslie tried to scale up into the game quite late than the rest of the marksmen are being offered out there, but they do have Popo and Koopa to just open up the map so far, making sure they have the information running back to the teams. But Ramzu a bit overextending his stay here, and Azura is too much. It's not the same Azura in the first few minutes of the game. It's a different Azura with overfarm and a bit more levels here. Can Leslie do work now? Not just yet. Ramzu, he missed that one.
Yeah, he's going to continue to push, but now that Ramzu has been pushed out of the lane, yes, he can take the buff. It's not going to matter too much because Siren Clan will be able to get a push down on that bot side. They will be able to get the turtle for themselves. They haven't lost anything in return, so yeah, take my red buff. I don't care. Odir Bambi already has one. This is just, you know, consolation prizes.
More than consolation prizes. Got that maps covered all over the place. Ramzu, oh, there you go. Moskov is online. He's doing a lot of work back there while the rest of Team GEEK FAM Indonesia are trying to hope that they can have that Doryok online on time as well. Because Esmeralda will pressure a lot on this side here. But Azura is alone and a lonely guy will be alive for the next couple of minutes. He got caught in that trap, but they oh my goodness, that's huge.
Finally, Ace is feeling himself, man. He has found an amazing catch. 2 members from the side of GEEK FAM Indonesia going and biting the dust. But now this just means Siren Clan are going to be pushing through for that inhibitor. Can they get it this time, or are they going to greed out? Ace is using that perfect match to find some information on where GEEK FAM Indonesia are going to look to defend. Thomas and Beef still has an immortality, so he doesn't care about dying. He will come back with a Faragher armor as the rest of the team engages. Last Insanity comes through, and now GEEK FAM Indonesia can't retreat.
It's down to one Kogo and also Epin, who happens to be both of the other supports of the team here. He needs to Siren Torrent away, and Doryok is also alive back from revival. And he will try to defend this as much as possible. I do want to see how the items progress so far. Not even a Berserker Fury to be the first option for that Leslie. I don't know what to say.
I mean, he is going for the Windtalker to help compensate some of the weaknesses of this particular marksman.
I don't know, but these marksmen really need to heavily orient it around that critical.
I mean, he's getting a bit of critical, and I think, you know, the Windtalker is a very good first item, especially on Leslie here, only because it helps her with the split. It helps her clear waves faster. It gives her attack speed, it gives her a little bit of crit, all of which she can utilize here. The endless battle for extra burst damage, sure, regardless, she's still going to need either a BOD or a Berserker's Fury at the end of the day before she really pops off.
I do prefer the endless battle follow up by either BOD or Berserker Fury at this point because it's not going to be enough. Look at that, even the ultimate didn't even... Not even a flinch of HP Azura being knocked down just now. And we're looking at uncontested Lord here. Obviously, we do know far ahead is Bambi's farming phase as well. It's like, what, 4K right now ahead from the marksman on the side of GEEK FAM Indonesia. So it's a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, and this is going to be a very important push here because now with Lord going to be coming into the enemy's base real soon, that means they're going to be able to net themselves another inhibitor turret and maybe force GEEK FAM Indonesia into a fight that they don't want.
I like the fact that Ace can finally land multiple Fatal Links that actually nobody gonna stop him. with a lot of job coming out from Wong Koko. That's a huge responsibility for Wong Koko himself, making sure that he disengage every fight that is being forced by Siren Clan. But at the same time, this Moskov is overfarmed, overfed, and at the same time, Doyok still a lot of catching up to do. We're talking about also Lord marching in, trying to jump in back into the base. Joker cannot even start an initiation here. Another Fetaling being dropped, last Insanity being popped, but they just tried to zone everybody out. There will be Ramzu struggling to stay alive, but double kill on that Moskov. At the same time, there's only Throne left with marching in are the minions, and it's gonna be the end. Siren Clan finish off with 1-all for now.
Congratulations for Siren Clan bringing it 1-1 against Geek Fam.